Hi, so in this video we're going to be determining the angles, right, in a triangle, more specifically in a right angle triangle. Okay, so let's say you've been given the lengths of the sides of a triangle, and you want to find out what that angle is inside between the lengths. So an example of what I'm talking about would be something like this. Okay, so if we look at this triangle here, let's call it ABC, right? And let's say we have this here, the length AB as being 3, okay, and BC as being, let's just say 5, okay. And let's say, obviously this is a right angle. Let's say we want to find out what this angle is, what the angle C is, okay. So let's put in theta here, okay. So we want to find out what theta is, okay. So what we would do, right, is we would need to understand our SOHCAHTOA. So the first thing we would do is basically put in our SOHCAHTOA here, write this down, and then again we need to label our triangle, okay. So this is the angle that we've been given, so we go again and we draw in our opposite, write in our opposite, then we're going to write in our adjacent. Okay, so this is obviously your adjacent because it's opposite to the other angle. Okay, so that's your adjacent. All right, and then your final one would be your hypotenuse. So that would be your hypotenuse. Okay, now we need to look at what we've been given here. All right, so if we look at the angle theta, we've been given the opposite. So we've been given the O and the O there. We've been also given the adjacent here, right? So you see we've been given two sides and an unknown angle. So the adjacent then would then be A. So you tick off where you have A, and you see if you look at the diagram, you've got two ticks on this ratio. So we're going to be using tangent, all right? So if we start off by writing tan of the angle theta, all right, we know that tan of theta is equal to opposite side, all right, over the adjacent side. Okay, so our opposite side would then be, what do we have here? 3, okay, and our adjacent side would then be 5, all right. Okay, so we see that tan of theta is 3/5. Now, comes to solving this equation, we're at a point where we need to solve this because this is an equation, okay? We need to solve the equation. Solve the equation. Okay, so how do we solve this, right? We need to understand inverse trig functions, okay? So if we think about inverse trig functions, okay, we have our tangent, okay? And if we take the tangent across, okay, we want theta to stay on this side, but we want to take the tangent across, okay? So we want to take the tangent across. We want to take this away onto the other side of the equal sign, all right? So we get the theta alone as we have it here, because we want that angle. So the way we do that is by taking the inverse of that, the inverse of tan, which would then be arctan, okay? So when we take that across, okay, we get arctan, okay, or tan to the power -1, okay, that's the inverse tangent. And then we take that, and that would be to the ratio of 3/5, okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to plug this into our calculators, okay. We're going to plug this into our calculators. All right, I'm going to plug this into our calculators, okay. And if you look carefully on the calculator, you see that, let's clear it, you see that arctan has a special sign, okay. So it's tan to the -1, and it comes up with arctan. So if we just write this for ourselves in here as a note, okay, that it could also sometimes say arctan, okay. They mean the same thing, okay. Arctan and tan to the -1. they mean the same thing. Okay, so if we come in there, okay, let's divide this, and we go and plug that in. So we've got arctan, okay, and then we've got a fraction of 3 divided by 5. Okay, we see that that gives us, okay, it gives us a decimal answer. So we'll write that down to the nearest 2 places. So we'll write 30.96 degrees, okay, because our calculator is set on degrees. If you want the answer in radians, you just click on radian and click on equal. So then it would give it to you in radian. I'm going to work on degrees now for the sake of continuity. So, okay, so that's the answer that we get. So if I show you that again, we put tan in, arctan in, okay, of 3 divided by 5. That gives us 30.96 degrees. Okay, and then that would be your answer. So this would actually be roughly 31 degrees. Okay,